Say the shadows whisper and the old house grows.
Life has a way of throwing unexpected and sometimes devastating situations our way. Imagine this: your son or daughter has been involved in a tragic car accident and now faces potential criminal charges or civil lawsuits due to negligence. Or maybe you're a sole business owner and a lawsuit is looming, threatening to wipe out your hard-earned business assets. This is the most common and costly threat of all. You suspect your spouse is quietly building a case against you in divorce court, aiming to take everything you've worked for. Sadly, she has been planning her exit strategy for months, if not years. Divorce often triggers deep emotional pain and ego wounds. For men, it feels like rejection or personal failure. For women, it is loss of security, sense of entitlement, and a feeling of superiority spawned by the feminist narrative that women have been exposed to for 3 generations. When a person's sense of self-worth is threatened, they may lash out to regain control or punish their former partner. Fear and insecurity also play a major role. The possibility of losing children, financial stability, or social status can lead to defensive or even aggressive behavior. In many cases, vindictiveness is simply a mask for deep fear and vulnerability. Outside influences can make matters worse. Women, due to their emotional nature, can be easily manipulated by money-hungry lawyers, relatives, or friends, encouraging people to fight rather than compromise, especially when pride, money, or reputation are at stake. Lawyers groom women by tapping into fears and emotion. They are bottom feeders. Family lawyers play both sides of the fence. Their loyalty is focused on generating income to keep their business afloat. Lawyers call it a practice, but in essence it is an income stream. A business. They build nothing. They dismantle. They seek conflict, not consensus. They deny these facts by wrapping themselves in a blanket of virtue as a coping mechanism. However, they know it is all a lie. Family lawyers suffer from loneliness, substance abuse, and moral fatigue. Most are single, childless, and if married, they hyphenate their last names. Family lawyers are cucks to the system they serve. Finally, unresolved emotional baggage, lingering resentment, betrayal, or unmet needs often resurfaces during the divorce process, driving actions that are more about old wounds than current realities. This fuels the divorce industrial complex. Compared to civil and criminal court, the family court ecosystem generates most of the income that support all other departments. It is a parasitic system indeed, and can only be defeated by awareness and preparation. While we're on the subject of preparation, a quick word from our sponsor, Baja North Mercantile, provider of long-term storage, freeze-dried provisions for emergency preparedness and outdoor adventures. Baja North Mercantile on Amazon, eBay, and Walmart. Or on our website, bajanorthmerc.com. Don't just survive, do it on a full stomach. Do not depend on these clowns to save you. Why does California continue to vote for these idiots? They should be in jail. The link to the store is below in the description. Now, let's continue with this important information. As a high-net-worth individual with substantial assets and a significant cash reserve, you know you've reached a turning point. The threat of losing your legacy wealth is real. The clock is ticking. You hear the echo of the process server's knock, and the anxiety builds. Once you've been served, it will be hard to move money, property, or a business without penalty. How can you protect your assets? How can you preserve your wealth, protect your business, and secure your family's future? The answer: an Offshore Asset Protection Trust. An Offshore Asset Protection Trust, OAPT, is a clever legal tool designed to shield your wealth from creditors, lawsuits, and divorce settlements. By placing your assets in a jurisdiction specifically set up to protect them from potential claims, you can strengthen your financial legacy against the threats of today's unpredictable world. An OAPT provides multiple layers of security, global protection. With an offshore trust, your assets are safe from local judgments. The laws in offshore places like the Cook Islands, Nevis, or the Bahamas are some of the toughest when it comes to protecting wealth from creditors and lawsuits. Irrevocability. Once you put assets into an offshore trust, they are no longer legally yours, which means they can't be taken by creditors or opponents in a lawsuit, including divorce cases. Privacy. These places offer unmatched privacy, making it super hard for anyone else to get your personal financial details. Time-sensitive protection. Offshore Asset Protection Trusts can be set up quickly, giving you immediate relief if legal threats are coming soon. In times of trouble, an offshore asset protection trust is your safety net. It lets you act proactively, taking charge of your financial future and making sure your legacy is safe, no matter what challenges life throws your way. A trust is a written agreement between three parties. First, there's the settlor, also called the grantor, who usually puts their assets into the trust. Second, there's the trustee, who manages the trust's assets. Third, there's the beneficiary, who gets the benefits from the trust. In an asset protection trust, the settlor and the beneficiary can be the same person. The trustee is usually a licensed, bonded, and insured company that has a written duty to protect the assets from creditors. The trusts that have shown to give the most protection are those where the trustee lives outside the area where the lawsuit is happening. Based on legal cases and experience, the best place for this is the Cook Islands. This is because it has proven to be the strongest and most reliable. The Cook Islands are located south of Hawaii. When setting up such a trust, it's smart to put an international limited liability company, LLC, inside the trust. The trust owns 100% of the LLC. The LLC can be set up in the Caribbean island of Nevis, for example, because of its strong asset protection rules for LLCs. The bank account will be held in the name of the LLC. You are the manager of the LLC and the person who can sign for the bank accounts. Plus, you can access your money anytime, just like a regular bank account in the United States. When bad things happen and your legal enemies want your money, the trustee can quickly step in as the manager of the LLC and protect your bank account from being seized. Since the LLC manager is a role in the company and not an ownership position, the argument of fraudulent transfer or fraudulent convenience of assets isn't an issue. And here's where the magic happens. A duress clause is written into the trust. Your legal opponent gets the judge to order you to get the money back. So, you can cooperate by writing a letter to the trustee telling them the court has ordered you to ask for the trust funds to be turned over to the courts. This letter activates the duress clause. The trustee will see that you are acting under pressure and not willingly, and will not hand over the funds to your opponents. Most importantly, the law does not allow a judge to hold you in contempt. Here's why. Let's say you're called back before the judge on your day and ordered to tell them what happened. She bangs the gavel and asks why you didn't comply. You show her the letter asking for the funds to be returned, along with the FedEx tracking number used to send the letter. The opposing lawyer demands the judge hold you in contempt. First, there must be a legal order given. There was. Second, the wrongdoer must know the order. They do. Third, they must have willingly violated it. They didn't. In fact, you showed the judge the letter asking for the funds to be returned, but the trustee didn't comply because the trustee isn't in the United States, so they're not subject to foreign court orders. So, it's clear you didn't willingly violate the order. The same steps are taken if the judge asks you to try to revoke the trust, change the beneficiaries, and so on. Therefore, local law protects you from contempt, and Cook Islands law protects your hard-earned money. Can the trustee run off with my money? The trustee is licensed and bonded. By licensed, we mean the trustee has gone through thorough background checks to get a license. By bonded, we mean the funds are insured by an insurance company. The Cook Islands government requires certain steps to be taken to ensure the honesty and integrity of funds under the trustee's management. For example, accounts for which the trustee is responsible must have 2 or more signers. One or more of the trustees is a licensed attorney and/or accountant. The Cook Islands courts do not look kindly on neglecting duties while serving as a trustee, so precautions are taken, and the island government audits trustees regularly. Plus, the trustee doesn't need to step in until you're in a situation where the court would take your money. And yes, it does work. I made mistakes and had to set one up to protect the juicy equity tied up in my rental properties. Lawyers salivate like hyenas over defendants with tangible assets. All it takes is a simple title search to know what you own. Hey, Juanito, did you learn your lesson? Apparently not. Gone to Tijuana again to celebrate your legal victory, and eat Chinese food at the Hong Kong.